Here we are together again on the radio with an email from a listener named Russ. Russ writes in, it says, I believe that most women enjoy talking about doing things with their friends more than the actual act they are talking about. He says, you can apply this line of thinking to anything a woman says she wants or enjoys. I think a lot of women are going to have a problem with what Russ is saying here. Russ says, if a woman says she wants to go out for a nice dinner, the only reason she wants to go out to a nice dinner is not for the experience of being out with a nice guy having a nice dinner, but to have something to brag about when she reports back to her circle of friends. Would a woman on a desert island long for a wedding ring? It's all about showing the other women in their lives that they are important and better than the rest of the group. I think he's talking about an engagement ring, by the way. It just sickens me that whatever a woman is doing, sex, vacations, romantic evenings, etc., I believe she's just thinking about how great it will be when it is all over, so she can run back to her friends and wave it in their faces. Keep telling it like it is, Russ. Now, I will say I was once married to somebody who used to brag about the dates she had had before she knew me. She would get guys to take her to expensive restaurants. Now, how would she do it? She would say, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't beg them to take me. They called up and offered to take me out. And they said, where would you like to go? And so I just named the hottest, trendiest restaurant or the most expensive restaurant around. What did I do? And she would brag that she had, she ate the rack of lamb and that she had this just divine dessert and everything was wonderful. And that the guy tried to kiss her, and she, for example, one time told me she got out of the car while it was still moving, so she wouldn't have to kiss the guy or get into that conversation about what happened next. She used to just keep going out with guys. She used to eat at every name restaurant in town, every new place, every trendy place, every expensive place. And then she bragged how she never put out with these guys. She just kept going out and eating well. Now, that particular case would back up what Russ is saying. I mean, how important is it? If the important thing is having, quote-unquote, a nice dinner, doesn't that mean having a nice experience or spending some quality time with a quality individual? And I think Russ is onto something, because the answer to that is clearly no. There are many women who find it just as important to pick a place or to be taken to a place that is trendy or expensive or well-known, rather than just the experience of having the date. I mean, seriously, could you go out with somebody? By the way, anytime I thought a chick was going to take me down that road of, no sex, or I'm going to make you wait, and you're going to know I'm not making this place up, but Dean's already looked it up on the Internet, so he knows I'm not making this up. On Ventura Boulevard in Studio City, in a strip mall, there is a falafel place that I like to frequent called Amir's. Amir's Falafel. Now, in my view, Amir's Falafel, and I've been eating there for 20 years, it's the best falafel in Southern California. Amir has never spent dime on advertising on my show, and it's a small place. I doubt that he advertises on any radio station. So I don't benefit in any way. I pay for my falafels. All I can tell you is it's the best falafel I've had in Southern California. Yes, better than those falafels people talk about in Westwood. And Ida Pita looks like it's gone out of business. So don't tell me about the other places. This place, in my view, is the best. It is also the most asexual restaurant you could possibly go to. Except maybe for IHOP or Denny's, okay? It's fluorescent lighting. It's a bunch of stands with free Israeli newspapers in Hebrew. It is, little warm sometimes because they got all that meat going around on the spit. Because they make other stuff like shawarma sandwiches and what have you. And anytime I was trying to give a chick the blow-off, like if it wasn't happening fast enough and I wanted to, like, you know, we already had an appointment to see each other, this is where I would take her. No way would I take her to an expensive or trendy or interesting restaurant. No way. I'm letting you know how little you meant to me. As much as I love Amir's Falafel and as much as I enjoy eating there. You know, and take it from me. If you're dating me and I ever take you to Amir's, that's probably the last time you're ever going to hear from me. And I'm sure there are women out there who've eaten with me at Amir's, and now you know the secret. This was me telling you goodbye. And so I wonder about this. I wonder if Russ is onto something. Is it true that when women say they want to go to a nice dinner, that in reality they want to go to a dinner they can brag about? When a woman says, come on, you never take me anywhere, what she really wants is something to brag about to her friends? Well, this is why I say don't spend more than $40 on a date, boys. Because I never want to feel like I'm doing something so I can be essentially used for a meal. Never happened. By the way, speaking of meals, I had a chick. One time. This is a true story. Oh, my. I had just moved to town. And a chick who knew me from the radio business from a previous city, who I had been boning for, a couple of months. By the way, we both worked late. She got off at midnight. I got off at midnight. One phone call, and pretty soon we'd be at one or the other's place boning. And then, about 3, 4 a.m., she knew the rules. She had to get up and get out, or I had to get up and get out, and that was it. Done. And that's how I saw it. It was kind of a boning experience. And when I left town, I'm figuring there'll be somebody else. I'll do some recruitment once I know my way around. And there'll be other people who can fulfill this function. Well, my boning partner from the previous city, who was in the radio business as well, she saw this as much more than what I saw it as. And so one day I'm at the radio station where I'm working after I came to town, and the hotline rings. How she got the hotline number, I don't know. The hotline number rings, the internal number, and it's her. And she tells me that she's at the Holiday Inn down the block. She came to town because she wanted to see me, she missed me, and she wanted to get together with me. Oh, this was tough. This was a tough one. Because I really didn't think about her. After I left, I was done. And then she showed up, essentially on my doorstep. So what I did was, I knew she would just call me relentlessly, so I met her, and I took her to the International House of Pancakes. I did not take her to a candlelit dinner. By the way, I don't think we'd ever eaten a meal together. I'm not kidding. So now I'm in this position where we're going to meet and have dinner. And by the way, I don't know where you stand on the IHOP issue, okay? But one thing everybody pretty much agrees on, including the people I think at the IHOP company, which I believe is based in Pasadena, when your name is the International House of Pancakes, try as you may, you're going to have a very hard time convincing people to come in to eat at other times of the day other than when you're serving pancakes. They're always trying some new scheme, some new marketing approach to get you to come in and eat fried chicken at night at the IHOP. It just isn't the first place I think of as dinner time fare. And whether you like the IHOP the rest of the day, that's fine. But the reason I took her to IHOP, besides the fact that it was completely inappropriate time of day to go into the IHOP, because it was nighttime, is that IHOP is also in that category. I see Amir's Falafel as one of the most asexual restaurants you could possibly go to. Annie, I think you have a call here, Gary. That's for you.
Thank you.
You gonna take that?
Hello?
No. Here's the thing. Not only were there no candles anywhere, but anytime you're sitting at a table with a big, sticky picture that says imitation boysenberry on the top, it doesn't say love, okay? What it essentially says is, I don't consider you a romantic interest. That's how I saw it. And she actually agreed to go to the IHOP and have dinner with me. And so there we are. We're sitting over the, I think she had the chocolate chip pancakes. And I just had a regular stack of buttermilk pancakes because I couldn't, there was no way. They may have the best fried chicken on earth at the IHOP. But if your name it contains the word pancakes, I don't trust you on the fried chicken. It could be the best in the world. I don't believe it. So we're sitting there having this conversation. And mostly it's me listening to her talking about how much trouble it was for her to get a ticket and what a long flight it was and how she found a room and she kind of figured out that the Holiday Inn was near me. The Renaissance Hotel on Highland used to be the Holiday Inn. And that was not far from where I lived and worked at the time. So we're sitting there, and it's like, 11 p.m., 11:30. We're at the IHOP over on Santa Monica Boulevard. And finally, at the end of the evening, I shook her hand, and I said, well, it's been very nice to see you. And she said, well, I'm going to be here all week. You want to get together? I said, well, yeah, give me a call, figuring I'll avoid her calls. Forgetting that she, worked in the radio business and knew how to talk her way into the radio station. So sure enough, the next night I'm on the air, and I look in the control room, and there she is. She's made it past security. She's made it past my producer. She's telling everybody that she works in radio, and she knows me, and she knew me at X station, the last place I worked, and she managed to get into the control room. There she was. And that was when I finally had to tell her. I said, I don't feel like I can't have any company at my place because, I just got to town. I'm still getting it together. Which is a lie, because if I wanted to get laid, I'd throw you down on top of, a mountain of crap. I wouldn't care. I'd throw a sheet over it and we'd be off to the races. I said, oh, no, my place is a mess. And here's what she said to me. She said, oh, well, that's okay. I'm here for the week. I'd come over there and help you straighten up. Desperately chasing me. Yikes. So I finally had to shut her down permanently, and that was it. But, the IHOP, Amir's Falafel, these are places that are like asexual joints. But if you're just getting together to get to know somebody or have a conversation, why can't you go to just any restaurant? And I think Russ is onto something. One of the reasons women insist on going to trendy places is so they can tell their friends, well, I ain't got time to take me there. Name a trendy restaurant. What's a trendy restaurant now? Oh, STK. There you go, STK. I got Tom Leykis take me to STK. A steak was $70. I had the steak, and I had the salad, and that was $24. And I really do get the feeling women do that. After they get taken out, I think Russ is right. I think these women go around, just like they go around showing that big rock to the women at the office when they get an engagement ring. I do believe when they get us to take them to an expensive restaurant, they're going out and telling their friends. And it's more important to be able to tell their friends they went to a trendy or expensive or famous place than it is to say, I went out with a really nice guy the other night. Isn't this true?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
My ex-girlfriend, she says the biggest mistake I ever made was introducing you to Tom Leykis, but it was the biggest gift that she ever gave me.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the program. We appreciate it. Let's go to your calls at 1-800-5800-TOM. Cindy, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I just wanted to say I have to disagree with you. I'm sure there are plenty of, I'd say, the stupid, shallow girls that only want to go somewhere nice so they could brag about it. But I'd have to say that any girl or person with any common sense would rather go to who cares where, a burger joint, and have a good time with a good guy. And I think that it's the same not just with women but with men. I mean, if you're a shallow man, it's the same thing. You're going to just date a stupid girl who orgasms a lot and go brag about it to your...
I want to go to... By the way, the woman I talked about who wanted to go to nice places was super smart.
Not really. She wasn't...
No, she was really super smart. I'm telling you. Super intelligent.
Maybe she was intelligent in a logical sense, but I don't know. When it comes to feelings and when it comes to being a good person, I don't think that a good person... I don't think that that's honest. It's really dishonest to hang out with someone who you don't even want to be with and you're just using them. I guess that maybe she...
Well, I think when you go on a date, a first date, you hardly know the person if you know them at all.
Right, but if you already have an idea of what you want, when you meet someone, you know if you like them or not. And it's wrong to, meet someone, know that you don't really like them that much, and then have them take you to some outrageously expensive place. And you're not smart because you're wasting time. I mean, your life is not that long. It's definitely not long enough to spend time wasted on people who you don't really like.
Well, lots of people do it. Believe me, if people have time to waste reading TMZ and watching Carson Daly, they've got time to waste figuring out how to get me to take them to an expensive restaurant. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Rich on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going, bro?
Doing okay.
All right. Yeah, you were telling that story about that IHOP experience. It sounded similar to what happened to me a few years ago. I took out this broad, and I made it clear to her there was just, for banging and leaving and all that other crap. And then somehow she got a hold of my phone number. She kept calling me, and I just told her, hey, let me meet you at this place, and we'll have dinner and all that. And it was at the IHOP. I pretty much told her that, I couldn't see her anymore, and I told her I had another girlfriend. That was probably my mistake, but she went like psycho on me,
She went psycho on you? Why?
Because I told her it was just like she didn't want to give me up or something. It was a really weird experience. And I started getting like these calls like at 2 in the morning, and she'd hang up on, I'd say who it was, and then wouldn't hear anything, and then, she was really weird. I mean, definitely something, when it happened to me, it scared me, something like that.
Wow. So, of course, IHOP's a good place to take them because even if they have a scene, nobody you know is there.
Yeah. Well, I didn't tell her until I paid for the meal and everything. And she was pretty well-to-do. And she, made quite a bit of, she was, really high-class type lady, but, when we got together, it was just one of them things where I just said, I just broke up in a relationship, and, I had to figure a way to get rid of her because she just kept bugging the hell out of me. I mean, it was just, it was definitely something you learn in the dating scene, so.
Yes, Rich, thank you for that. The dating scene. He's hip to that dating scene. Hip to the jive. That dating lifestyle. The dating scene. Wasn't that back in the 60s, the dating scene? You were in with the in crowd. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Lynn on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, Lynn.
Hey, Tom, I just want to tell you, I call a lot of radio shows, and I got to tell you, I am in awe and a little bit intimidated, so please bear with me here. I did want to I just actually wanted to let you know that I'm a little shocked. I've been listening to your show for years, and I cannot believe that you have finally locked into what is really at the heart of all of this, which is the woman's undying need to impress their friends and family with their guy. And I got to tell you something. Women will go to great lengths. We will put up with a whole lot of you-know-what just to be labeled as Mrs. Doctor something or whatever, because our status in our minds is directly proportional to the status of the man that we're with. And for all the women out there who are trying to deny this, you've got a lot of soul searching to do, honey, because now I'm in my 30s now. So I'm getting a little bit up in the mileage department, and I'm starting to kind of look back at my life and see how it's gone down. And, you know, when you've got that sort of gift to be able to get a guy to do your bidding real easily, you know, that's fun and that's great. But when you start to lose that gift, you got to start looking around and finding out what your value is. And when you look at your own values is only when you're able to figure out what it is that I truly am looking for. Am I trying to impress my friends, or am I trying to actually find something that's suitable for me?
Yeah, and that's the bottom line. That's why I refuse when a woman has a restaurant that she spits out a name of a place. It's certain, and it's really how I came up with the $40 rule. It's certain I'm going to say no.
Right.
I'm going to find a way around it.
Sure. It's the only defense a man has, because you guys have been victimized by us for so long. I mean, the batting the eyelashes, you know, the putting your chest out, and just all the little things we do that can get a man to do whatever we want them to do for us. It's high time that you guys finally put your foot down. So I support the show, and I'm hoping that enough guys listen to it to where they really get hip to the truth.
Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate the call. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Dave on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Father, hello.
Hi, son.
Very, very long time and first time.
Thank you.
You cannot be more dead on. A few weeks ago, met a smoking hot girl, and I went against the rules just a little bit, taking her out and falling for it for the first couple dates, going to those high-end places. And always I'm like, can't we just go somewhere a little cheaper, you know, tight budget right now? Why do I have to? Oh, no, I need to go here and there. I have to be at all the hippest, trendiest places. So the third time, just for you, I pretended I had a reservation at XX. I won't say the name. And then instead we went to the nearest McDonald's. She said, what is this? I said, go in, have a Big Mac, knock yourself out. I'll talk to you never. That's that. Only for you, my man.
By the way, what is a hotter restaurant than McDonald's?
You know what? You're right, and everything is served hot and fresh, I got to say.
I mean, with all the trendy restaurants people talk about, what restaurant has more customers than McDonald's?
That's very true. How many Happy Meals served a year?
How much bigger a trend can you have?
Tom, I am the biggest fan of yours, and I appreciate you giving me the time to talk to you. I would love to promote my band, but I won't, because I know you won't stand for that. But they're all huge fans, I'll at least tell you that. And if you could take me out with a big fat bong rip, I would greatly appreciate it.
I certainly can, Dave.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
So why I don't get married is I already got a best friend. She listens, does what I say, doesn't talk back, doesn't use the restroom. She's man's best friend, a dog.
Oh, and well, she is a bitch.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show, coming to you from Hollywood, California. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Is it true that women push men to take them to expensive, trendy, or famous restaurants so they have something to brag to their friends about? If so, why bother taking them? For God's sake. 1-800-5800-866. Michelle on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Okay. I have a question for you. On past occasions, and probably the present, you have said that you should not spend... By the way, I'm a lesbian, and the rules should apply the same for homosexual life as straight life, correct?
Well, they apply to anyone who wants to get laid.
Okay. Okay. My questions are, you have said that you should not spend more than $40 on a chick, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, the first question is, how do you do that in Los Angeles, considering that food prices are going up? And where can you go for under $40 to spend on...
Well, first of all, your first objective is to avoid dinner if you can altogether. And I've explained how to do that.
Okay.
If you have somebody in mind to go on a date with,
yes,
you call them and you say the following.
Okay.
What time are you having dinner tonight?
Okay.
They will stupidly fall for your question and say, oh, I don't know, 7:30 or so.
Okay.
And your response is, well, then you should be done about 9. Why don't I meet you about 9:30? We can have a drink.
That's an after-dinner drink.
Right, after someone else pays for their dinner.
Okay, okay.
Right? That way, either they will eat at home and then come out and meet you for a drink, or they'll have some other stupid moron take them out to dinner and pay for it, then meet up with you later.
Okay.
Now, if you can't make that trick work, which I think, by the way, is pretty much a slam dunk.
Do you consider that a date?
I consider a date anything with a day, a time, and a place.
Okay, go on.
If you can't make that work,
okay,
there are restaurants like...
I want to hear this.
El Coyote on Beverly Boulevard, Mexican food, been there since the 20s. You can get out of there for under $40.
Okay.
Versailles, if you like Cuban food. There are several locations around Southern California, including one in Culver City.
Okay. I'm located in the Valley, but... Okay, go on.
All right, but the Valley has places, too.
Okay.
All right. If you have to go to Dr. Hoggly Woggly's...
Oh, I've been there.
Well, you can get out of there for under $40.
Okay. Yeah, I've been there before.
But the idea is not to go to restaurants that have valets.
Exactly.
Not to go to restaurants where they necessarily have linen napkins.
Okay, yeah, I know the valet, yeah, that can be an expensive restaurant. I wouldn't go there anyway because I don't trust valets, but that's another story.
By the way, Dr. Hoggly Woggly's is the best barbecue in Southern California. I've never had better than that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard some people say, but what about Chili's?
You like Chili's better than Dr. Hoggly Woggly's Tyler, Texas barbecue?
Maybe just a little bit because it's something in the seasoning. You know, Dr.
Really?
Dr. Hoggly Woggly's is good for me as far as food. The beans, there's something about their beans that's good.
They're authentic.
The sausage.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I've been there before.
The brisket is ridiculously good.
Okay.
And cheap.
Okay. And you've mentioned before in past shows places like TGI Fridays.
No, what I've done with TGI Fridays is I've told guys who are too young to get into a bar that places like TGI Fridays and El Torito and Macaroni Grill, these are all restaurants.
Yeah, I've been to Macaroni Grill before.
And so you don't have to be 21 to get in.
Right.
And there's plenty of hot talent that goes in there because every receptionist in town who's not on a date and wants to have a drink, she's not going to the W Hotel and paying $14 for a martini. She's at TGI Fridays with a plate of potato skins and a Long Island iced tea.
Okay. And the other question I have is, okay, you said if she doesn't put out by the third date, get rid of her, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that sort of ties in with the $40 question. Okay, were you talking about $40 per date?
Yes.
Okay, don't spend more than $40 per date.
On a date, yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know you want to spend as less money as possible.
That's right.
I hate to say it, but we all know that some women are just gold diggers. Men too.
Yes.
Men too. But women are just bad.
Yes.
Where are the women that, you know, are willing to go Dutch, or if you offer them a gift, they say, oh, you didn't have to do that, and mean it?
You want a woman with a low DPV.
Okay.
All right, just if you can find a woman with a low DPV, you're fine.
DPV.
No, DPV.
Okay.
Dollars per vagina. You want to keep that number low.
And I know you've said to have a bullpen, have more than one woman.
That's right.
See, I live on the Cal State Northridge grounds, and there are plenty of college girls here. I mean, they do seem like they're empty-headed. They rant on. They don't stop at a period when they talk. I don't want them to know where I live, you know, if I'm going to go out on a date with them.
But you got plenty of girls there ready to experiment.
Oh, yeah, that's where
young talent. Oh, yes.
In college. I know that for a fact. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom, well, thank you very much. Thank you for taking my call again. And,
absolutely.
Have a great day.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. We help lesbians around here. Absolutely we do. As I've said, my teachings are all about people who want to get laid. Doesn't matter whether they're men or women or straight or gay. Doesn't matter. You want to get laid, I can help you. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Cindy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I just wanted to know, wouldn't it confuse things a lot less if women would just be straightforward and call a guy and say, did you want to have sex tonight?
Oh.
Wouldn't that confuse things a lot?
Well, that is how it works in Europe. I got to tell you, my experience in Europe has been that women are much more upfront about this. They do not need plausible deniability. They do not need this little mating ritual we do, this little dance we do.
I feel like that mating ritual that we do supposedly is just really a waste of time. I just want to have sex. I don't want to go out to drink with this guy. I just want to have sex with him.
Love it.
Not a commitment, nothing like that.
Wow.
And I wanted to let you know I am a new listener, and so is my 13-year-old son. I figured if I got him into the university young, he'd have the best education possible.
Absolutely. Now, do you tell guys that? Do you tell them you just want to have sex?
Yes.
How do they react to that?
Shocked and kind of bewildered.
Do they give? Then do they give you what you need ultimately?
Absolutely.
So then really, if women who just want to have sex,
just tell them.
Why not just tell them?
Hey, Bob, what are you doing tonight? I wanted to have sex. Are you busy?
You know what?
That's all you got to tell them.
You know what, though? A lot of women say, I don't want guys to think I'm a slut.
Who cares? You know,
when I meet you,
marry him.
I tell women, when I meet you, I am praying you're a slut.
I'm praying that the guy is a slut.
Well, he's a guy. Of course he's a slut.
I am a female Tom Leykis.
Really?
I just want to have sex. That's it.
Is that so?
Absolutely.
Really? And are you hot?
Absolutely.
What do you look like?
I'm 37, and I know what I want, and I know how to get it.
Really?
Absolutely.
Look at you. Fantastic.
So, ladies, get out there and tell the guys that's what they want.
That's right. Believe me, guy, don't worry about whether a guy thinks you're a slut. He wants you to be a slut. He's not looking to marry you. He wants you to be a slut who's going to give him what he wants. And
that's
chances
right.
are
you'll know some moves he doesn't, and maybe he'll be surprised.
Maybe you want what he wants.
Absolutely.
Why are we drinking all those gallons of why drink all those gallons of margarita mix waiting for him to make a move?
Right. No. Why waste time when you guys could be having sex?
Get to it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right, Cindy. Thank you. Wow. Now, that's my kind of girl. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Joe on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, you're a genius, and I've been listening to you for about a year already, and it's the first time I've actually been able to get through.
Well, thank you.
Yes, you're totally right on everything. Everything you say so far I've already used since I've been listening to you, and it works. The chick I'm talking to right now, if she wanted to be a model, she could. And I've never spent over never spent over $40 on a date with her. And, I mean, I was shocked when the first time I did that, and I still have not spent over $40 on her, and it's great because it saves me a lot of money, and I get great sex from a beautiful girl. So,
if they want to have sex with you, they'll just have sex with you. You don't have to spend money. If they want you to spend money on them, they either are not attracted to you, or their whole interest in you is telling their friends that they got you to spend $300 on dinner.
Yeah, I've been with girls that were like that, and it's one of the most frustrating things ever because you take them out to dinner, you spend about, I'd say, like, the most I've spent before hearing from you of you, and the most I spent was about $70, and I went home unhappy. So, let's put it that way.
Keep it low.
Yeah. Now I know, so...
Sounds good to me. That certainly does. Joe, thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. Here's Jay on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Jay.
Hey, you know what, Tom? Tom, I've been listening to you about 5 years. Ever since I listened to you, I started doing the $40 date rule, and it's worked. It's worked beautifully. I take them to the bar. I tell them, hey, we're taking 2 shots, and we're going back to my place. If you don't like that, you're on the wrong date.
Love it.
And it works perfect because they know if you don't want to come out with me and have 2 shots, you're with the wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm so tired of wasting time with chicks. I'm so tired of it.
Hey, what the hell are we wasting our time for? Let's go ahead and beat some chicks and get on with it, right?
Right.
All right, can you blow me up, Tom?
You know I can. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Bobby on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, how you doing tonight?
Doing okay, Bobby.
Great. I think I have a solution for all these problems. What I did yesterday, I think you appreciate this, is I went to Trader Joe's, got some $3.50 tulips, the way my girlfriend likes, some strawberries, some chocolate, and a head of lettuce. I made her a wedge salad, chocolate-covered strawberries, and she loved it. We had great sex afterwards. I'm sure right now she's probably texting her friends and telling her how much thought and effort I put into it. Didn't cost me more than $10. That's what every guy in LA should be doing. If you're spending a car payment on dinner, you're an idiot. And if you're with a girl who does that, well, she's the wrong woman, you know?
Well, I agree with that. And speaking of tulips, did you ever ask a girl this question? Next time you're out with a girl, ask her this question. What's better than roses on your penis? Not only that, it blows the whole joke. Holy cow. Jesus. The guy doesn't even know how to formulate a joke or a punchline. For God's sake.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The guy doesn't even know how to formulate a joke or a punchline. For God's sake.
The Tom Leykis Show.